Hey there, Marcus here. Today's workflow is very specific for people who works with Drupal, specifically working with the media module. So my idea is that we're gonna take the document type, so PDF, Word, and so on, and supplement or basically elevate the metadata that exists for it. So usually when you install it, you just, you have a title, that usually becomes the file name of the file you upload, or if you manually fill it out, then and that's it. And then you can of course add fields on top of this. Add it manually takes a long time, so my idea here is to basically automate the process. So what I thought I would add is a longer summary, the whole text. So the whole text from the PDF, so it becomes searchable, right? Because then you can have it in Solr, you can search for whatever's inside a PDF. A shorter summary, because maybe you need to preview it like 1-2 sentences somewhere. Added search words. So it's, you can add another field in Solr and make those specific search word more important. Because OpenAI is pretty good at figuring out what something actually, what a document actually is talking about. So like the context of it, right? I will also create a preview image, because a PDF usually comes, with like a PDF icon, and there's no preview image. So I will be a little bit creative and actually create an image for it as well. So we can preview it nicely as well with an actual image. So to do this, well, first I can show you, I will just use something I found online, which is some iPhone 14 Pro PDF document with sales argument. And I will be using ddev, so I installed it. You can go to ddev.org. I mean, you can use Doxal, you can use Lando, whatever you want there. But in this case, I will show you how to do it with ddev. We're gonna use two of the interpolators. So we're gonna use AI Interpolator ConvertAPI, which is a simple module that basically makes sure that we can take a PDF and generate text from that. There are other solutions for these, but these are not native to PHP. You usually have to install some application on your servers, which you might not have access to actually do if you're on managed hosting. So we're going to use the ConvertAPI, and then we're going to use OpenAI to basically fill out all these fields then. So let's get started on our site. So I can show you here, I've just generated the site basically. We're gonna log in. First thing we're gonna do is do ddev. Well, I'm gonna copy it here. So what I need to do is basically copy this composer command, right? So I'm gonna get the ConvertAPI, and then I'm just gonna copy the OpenAI here as well. So ddev, and ddev is a prefix because I'm using ddev, so it depends on what local environment you're using basically. Then we go to extensions, and we're just gonna enable this then. I have already got an admin toolbar. I always use admin toolbar, you should do as well. So we take ConvertAPI and OpenAI here, and then we're gonna enable media as well, because I don't think that's enabled by default. Yeah, media. And install, and this will install OpenAI Core and some other modules that are dependent on them then. So first thing it does is complaining I don't have open AI key, so I'm just gonna add it here. So let's log in here. We log into API. Oh, I was already logged in, it looks like. So I'm just gonna get the API keys, create one, and just so you know, this API key is here. You can try to copy and use it. I'm gonna remove it after you looked at this. conversion, we just call that, copy it, and we just put it in here, API key, save. Then it's the same then for our web services ConvertAPI config. So same thing here, login, I'm already logged in, and then it's under authentication API secrets. We just copy this, and I think this is 2 val, no, it's just 1, okay. So we can close those now, close all these windows basically. So now we have set up that, so we actually have a media here now. So there is a document already that has the where you can upload documents, right? And this takes PDF, so we can just start by trying this out. We're just gonna add a media here that's a document. I'm gonna upload this file that we had there, save it, and you're gonna see now, you know, it did upload, but it doesn't look that, I mean, you don't have that much information. You have the information that the file name is this, and you have the file. So now we need to add some fields to this. So we go to media types and document, manage fields. I will start with a formatted text long, that is long description, and I will set that to full HTML, enable AI Interpolator, so that's the thing that's gonna take some text. Oh, now I went one step, I have to do the conversion from PDF to text first, so I made a mistake here. I'm just gonna save this, not enable yet, because the first thing we're gonna do is that we're gonna create a plain text plain long, that is the original text. There is one thing you should know, PDF is horrible as a structured format. So doing the conversion from PDF to text can give you very bad results, because it's not very clear how everything tracks horizontal to vertical and so on. It might be that it reads this first and then this, because it thinks this is a row, and then it reads 100%, 100%, 100%, right? It depends a little bit about how it was set up. So it's actually a quite horrible format, just so you know. So the results might not be super, but let's see. So I'm gonna enable AI Interpolator, and I'm gonna enable text from document, and we're gonna use the document as the field where we're getting the text from, and we make sure that the weight is 100. I'm gonna turn on batch mode because we're gonna add a lot of layers now, so we don't want to have a timeout. So if we were to do direct, it tries to store everything in one server request, which is not optimal. So we save this. Now then I can go to long description, enable AI Interpolator, and use OpenAI text long, and we use the original text as the base, and based on the context text, create one paragraph, no, create 16 sentences of summary of it. Context, and the context then is just the text that we just got from the PDF. So I'm just gonna copy this here, which is the context, which is then the text is gonna be replaced when this is run. We take interpolator weight 101 because this has to happen after we got the text from ConvertAPI, right? I'm gonna take GPT-4 turbo because it might have a too long context, otherwise batch, because the amount of words here might be over 16,000, which is what GPT 3.5 handles. Otherwise GPT 3.5 is actually quite okay at summaries. It's very bad at other stuff, but summaries is very okay yet. So we're gonna save this, and then I'm gonna create another one that is then the short description. By the way, Drupal just changed how everything works here, so I'm still a little bit not accustomed to it yet. Short description, it's better though, but yeah. Full HTML, enable AI Interpolator, OpenAI text long. We base it on the original text. We could in theory base it on the long description as well. Actually, let's do that just to save some money, because the long description is still a lot shorter than the PDF, right? Based on the context, write a 2-sentence summary of the context. I guess that's okay. I mean, this is prompt engineering. You can get better results when you try around and try to get the correct prompt, basically. So in this case, I now have to set this to 102 then, because the long summary has to exist before the short summary. And in this case, we can just try GPT 3.5 Turbo, because it's gonna fit in the context base. Next thing we wanted to add was search words. So I'm gonna use plain text in this case, and I'm gonna do short. So I'm just gonna split it up in multiple words that you can control, basically. Search words, and then I say unlimited here, because you can add as many as you want. I'm gonna use OpenAI string. I'm gonna base this on long description as well, based on the context text suggest let's say 10 to 15 search words that are unique and important when searching for this document. And then we add context here. So same thing here, this has to be 102 at least, right? Because the description has to exist before. In this case I will use GPT-4 because it's gonna create better words, basically. It's gonna know how to create better words. Save this. The last thing we want to do now, well, it's two-step thing. So we want to take the plain text, we can take text plain long and do a header image, no, sorry, header image prompt is what I want. So this is gonna create a prompt that we're gonna use to generate the image, right? We enable AI Interpolator once again, OpenAI string long once again, long description once again, based on the context. Generate a 1-sentence image prompt of an artistic kind for a preview image of the text. Be abstract and have a futuristic style. Let's do this time. Context. Once again we fill it out with the context. So the long description is basically doing all the work in this case. So if that is not very well written, the rest will actually kind of fail in this case. And we do batch, we do GPT-4 Turbo. Where are you there? Save this. Last thing we want to do then is we want to do an image field that is the preview image. I just enable everything here and disable. OpenAI DALL-E, we're gonna use the header image prompt, and we just take it as it is since the prompt to generate the image. And this we have to set to 103 because this has to exist even later. So this is the last thing we're gonna do. Yeah, I'm just this. Yeah, okay. Let's do horizontal. We do neutral. Let's do HD standard. See if we can get something nicer. It might take a little bit longer, but that's fine. And that's it basically. We can keep everything in manage form display. In manage display, I don't want the header image prompt to show up. or actually I'm not sure if anything there should show up, but we can wait. Let's just keep it there so we can actually see the result, because how you style this, as I said in the beginning, this is for people that already know Drupal, so you know how to style this, show which fields you want and so on. So we're just gonna, well, I will do one funny thing here. I will just edit this view. So we're not gonna take the built-in thumbnail, but the preview image. And let's do thumbnail here, link image to content. And we just rearrange this, put this instead of the thumbnail, apply, save. So now there's no preview image, but hopefully after we resave now, it's gonna fill out all these fields. So you see, oh, this didn't look too nice though. Maybe we should pull it up a little bit. I wonder where the fields were even. Let's just pull up everything here to the top. Hopefully that looks better. So you can see what I'm talking about here. Let's see, there we go. So you have the document. This is, well, let's just order them in the order that it's happening, because I created them in the wrong order. So this is then going to, because it recognizes it exists a file, and it recognizes that the original text is empty, it's gonna ask ConvertAPI now, hey, please, I need a text. It's gonna fill out this. Then the next step is that the long description is gonna basically ask OpenAI, hey, create a long description from the original text. Short description, ask OpenAI, hey, create a short description from long description. Search words, hey, create search words from the long description. Header image, hey, create a header image prompt from the long description. And then the, oh, it should be preview image prompt. I'm not consistent here. Anyway, preview image gets generated. And so if I click save now, it's gonna start. And this will probably take some time now. So I should probably have explained that while I was waiting for this, because I have nothing interesting to say now. So let's see. Because the first step is pretty fast, so converting. The second is probably gonna take some time, because the document, as you can see, it is pretty large. So it will take some time. So one thing that's interesting, maybe if you're running like e-commerce, is what you could do in this case is that if you have something like this already for all your products, but you don't have very good selling text, you could generate a text field and basically ask it, based on the manual or something, just generate a selling text. And one more example for commerce while we're waiting. Okay, now it's finished. But anyway, I will just mention it in the OpenAI module. There is the FAQ field. So there is FAQ for Drupal, right? So if you want to have a frequently asked question about your each product in your commerce, you could use this method as well. It takes a PDF and just generates frequently asked questions based on the manual of a product, right? So maybe there's a troubleshooting section. It can just get that then. Anyway, you see now there's a preview image. It started, first of all, here we have the full text. You can see that the structure is not super. It's because it's PDF. If we were to use Word, it would work better. But I wanted to show actually the worst case scenario, so you can see what you can expect. Okay, this failed spectacularly, actually. Let's rerun it then. I don't know what happened. As I said, when the long descriptions fail, everything fails. So we're just gonna remove all these, because then it runs again, right? So we save again, because then it reruns again. So the initial prompt of creating the long description, there is one thing that's very important to think about when you're prompting here, and I will see if it fails again. I have to reprompt. Basically, that the AI Interpolator or the OpenAI version and most of the plugins are made to also be able to create multiple fields, because this is important. If you do use the SERP plugin, for instance, you want all the different websites that it finds. You don't want just one, right? Or if you want to create a gallery of images, you don't want to create 10 fields for that. You just want to create one field with multiple files. Of course, this is true as well when you generate text. So you have to be very clear where you say how, if it should be split up or not. So if you, for instance, mentions create 10 paragraphs, it might try to create 10 different text areas, right? And this will, of course, not work if you only set one, because it will only save the first one. Okay, so this still fails. So let's retry this. Oh, wait, I have to rewrite first the prompt before we go anywhere else. So I want to be honest with how I'm using the AI Interpolator. This is not a sales pitch. You know, I'm not, it's free. I'm not earning any money on this, right? I just use it myself a lot, so would be happy if you also use it. So because of this, all the videos I do, they're not pre-planned, so stuff can break, and I guess it's useful that you see that sometimes it breaks, and I will just show you maybe how I can fix it. So based on the context, create 16 sentences. Well, let's write like this: create a summary of up to 16 sentences in one paragraph. So we're gonna be very specific that it's one paragraph now. Let's see what happens. Just remove all these, remove this, and run again. Let's see if it works better. So by the way, also now you see there's one less process that's running. So from the beginning I think it was 6, and you're gonna see when it's finished with the first one that it did 1 out of 5, because the conversion worked, right? So that we don't have to run again. I never emptied that field. So but if I would want to then run it again, I could empty it, of course. So let's see if my changes now did any difference to the output. Yay. Okay, still not very good. This is interesting. Why is this summary short? I probably did some error there. So it's full HTML OpenAI, long description based on the context, write a 2-sentence summary of the context. Oh, you see what I did there? I should copy and paste. So we save this, and then I'm just gonna remove this, so we run that again. But here you see now it actually worked. I'm just gonna resave this. So if you do this based on my video, you know what not to do, at least now. So now we have a little bit longer couple of sentences here. We have 2-sentence version. Oh, this is another thing. So another thing went wrong here actually. GPT 3.5. So basically we're running JSON in the background, right? Because we need a structured format to do this, and GPT 3.5 is not always understanding in how to do this. I'm still sitting experimenting to try to get this perfect. That's one of the reasons I haven't done this production ready yet. So if this ever happens that it shows you JSON like this happened again, let's try again, then you can just remove it and resave it. And in worst case, if it happens too much, you can just, okay, this was even worse, you can just run GPT-4 basically. And here you see, by the way, it's just rerunning this one. Okay, so I'm just gonna change this to GPT-4 because GPT 3.5 seems to have problems with this currently. So GPT-4, see if that works better. So yeah, as I said, I mean, I could rerun this recording now, make it perfect, but I want to show you how it actually is to use it, because it's not always perfect. It's always better if you have the money to use GPT-4, but I understand that people want to save money, and it's a lot cheaper to use 3.5. So I am trying to perfect this prompt that runs in the background. And if someone wants to help, the code is open source. You can just download it and check what I'm trying to do in the background with these prompts, because it's not just running the prompts you see that you put into the GUI. It's running a lot of stuff around that to get it in a structured format, so it fits complex fields basically. So anyway, now we have the document. We can put this into the search, right? So if you use Elasticsearch, Solr, Search API, whatever, same with these search words. Is also stuff that's basically important for this specific document, based on what GPT-4 thinks. Then of course we have a short description that we could use for a preview. We have a preview image here. Wait, let me click on it, full screen it. So yeah, maybe I need to prompt that a little bit better. I'm not sure if that's a preview image you want to show, but it's just to show you the idea. And here you have the header image prompt, by the way. Then so yeah, that's it. This took a lot longer than I thought, but it's, as I said, it's good to add that I show that sometimes stuff doesn't work first time you try it, and then you can see what you can change, because this is also one thing that's very important to note. Compared to any other development I have ever done, I worked on super big projects and so on, everything else is deterministic, where I can say basically, based on some project managers or product owners' initial idea, is this possible? Yes, this is possible. This is not possible. Yes, I have to research or whatever. AI in that sense, or GPT, large language models, they are not deterministic. If you ask for one thing, it might answer something else. Depending on how you ask matters as well, right? So that's why prompting is really, really important, and basically doing trial and error on this. So yeah, so I hope you find this interesting. You know now how to basically get the media model, the media entity, to get a lot of metadata to it. So thank you for watching.